Yeah, it's yeah.
The old dog's here.
Yeah.
Probably come over and visit him for so.
So,
Still not here.
the recording is off.
Just get off work. Did you just got off work? Oh, it was fine. You doing okay?
Ma'am,
I still have a smile on your face, like it's your motion.
Okay.
Right, that's about all you can do. Go go through the. There you go. Yeah, that's what you did.
I'm still connected to you. Off of a little chair. Off of a Enough to get smart with you.
Huh?
Enough to get smart with me. Chase and smart. Living not overloaded.
Like when it started coming.
Yeah.
So these board packets. That was a good job.
If you want to keep them, I can leave them and I bind them for you. I thought these were easier for you to go through during a board meeting, because it is left. If you want to keep them, I'll take them out of the binder, bind it, like the old board packets.
And give these back.
And then give it back to you, and then that way you can use this for your next board meeting. But then your others would be thrown in if you wanted to keep them for reference. So just let me know what you guys want to do in the meeting, and
Yeah.
we can take care of that for you.
Okay, thank
Keep
you.
all this because I can't remember.
Thanks for you to sign after the meeting,
Oh, no.
and you too. Not with the boss, but
I came up here and signed checks yesterday.
That ride to Reno yesterday was a booger.
I bet you it was.
They had the highway patrol out there.
Uh-oh.
And there was a one lane traffic situation.
Of me here, 5:30, Herlong Public Utility District. And we'll salute the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hi, sweetheart. Oh, yes, just.
Sandy, you're gonna have to train everybody, not just Debbie.
Come, come on, you want to jump on my lap?
Sounds very.
Jim?
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yeah.
you're here or you're somewhere else?
I am here.
Okay, Mr.
I'm here.
Ms. Johnson,
I hear.
Everett's here. Approval of the agenda. Anybody have any add-ons or any ideas on the agenda?
No. I'll approve the agenda. Yeah.
I'll second it.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye. A public comment in person or Zoom, not to exceed 3 minutes each on the items not agendized. Each public member wishing to make a statement in person must first fill out a form so the board president can recognize you before you speak. Again, 3-minute limit. Do we have a public? Is there anything?
No, I haven't received anything.
Nothing written in?
Nothing written in.
Okay, thank you. Minutes, review and possible action approving the minutes of June 26th regular board meeting and the July 2nd special meeting. Brianna, you got anything on the meetings?
No.
Mr.
No, I don't.
Ms. Johnson?
Nothing good. All good. All good.
I need somebody that,
I move to approve.
No, I'll second
Minutes.
that.
July 2nd.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I can't do it on this second one. I wasn't here. Or staying, I guess. Financials, review and file June 2026. Excuse me, financial statements.
Any questions or comments? Your normal information is in there on the finances, your June check register, the bank accounts, investment spreadsheet, mileage sheets. Total in bank is 2,073,000. Delinquent accounts are logged or included. June is the month that we pay principal and interest for payments, for the USDA loans. So last month, you guys seen, 96,070. For wastewater and 111,000 for water, which these are our USDA loans that we did in 09 and 13, but our June payments are both principal and interest. Our December payments interest only, so usually it's around 100,000 in December, where it's 200,000 in June. And then in July, next month, or this current month, you'll see, our annual property liability, workers' comp insurance come out. And it's like 103, and that's both for, majority of it is because of property, like $98,000 is property and 12,000 is workers' comp, so. Workers' comp is fairly low for our volunteers and our employees and directors. But because of us being a $12 million district, our liability and insurance on our buildings and equipment's a little higher. Any questions or comments on the finances?
Well, I was looking at the delinquent list. And when you look at it,
Pretty
and
low.
you add it to money, we have a lot of money that's not being paid. Like $21,888.58.
That is actually the current balance,
Oh, current balance, okay.
so
I'm sorry, balance, yeah, I just wasn't credit.
about half of that is delinquent, the 10,500.
Yeah, 10,518.29, yeah.
And
Delinquent.
unfortunately, that takes, we have a couple of larger delinquent people that no longer own their properties, so it eventually we'll get that, they're
It's sold.
and when they sell, they will receive it. And the only one that I would say is a current delinquent property is probably the First Baptist Church. They had that leak like 4 months ago, and they've been saying that they would pay on that, and they've not. They've been paying their monthly bills, but they haven't paid anything on the each month that they had them leak. So,
Well, it's helpful that at least keep that part firm, even if you owe it back, instead of totally ignoring it.
and, later in the thing, there is a, from the district clerk on our delinquents, and we did have a large amount, we had like 75 shut-offs this month. But all of them either paid or made arrangements to make, pay up their bills, so we didn't do any shut-offs.
Thank you.
We posted 25, but didn't shut anybody.
Yeah. Okay, we got anybody? Brianna, you got anything on the finances? Questions or anything?
No questions at this time.
Teresa,
No, no question.
you
No questions.
need a motion, I guess, to accept it?
I'll move to approve the financials as presented.
I'll second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we got fire department updates, calls, and information, training, staff report, and the resolution 2026-03, Department of Forestry and Water Tender.
So in June, there was 11 calls, all medical, volunteers went to 9 of those. We have 2 volunteers that's registered for the EMT class starting in August. They are currently, there's a large waiting list. They're at the top of the waiting list, so Enosh and Captain Price will show up the first night, hopefully get on. If not, we can try back the following semester for class. So we had an organizational meeting on 6/26 after our last board meeting. Captain Price and Enosh were there. We went over quite a few things, and I asked Enosh, since he keeps up to date and knows what's going on, if he would please send us a little note each month so that you guys could hear directly from a firefighter, a volunteer. So then page after is Enosh's submittal that he submitted of what they've done and the notable trainings, or anything that you want to speak about to that, Enosh?
Just that, since the last meeting, when it comes to, calls we've been on, the notable ones have been the accidents. You know, it's been tough with the accidents. We're called to help remove later. We show up to an accident and we're stuck doing CHP's job as traffic because we don't have anything to put on cars. So even though education is very expensive, instead of asking flat out for, brand new, a bunch of education, maybe just to put in your guys' mind, and I have it on here, I believe, if we could get 2 or possible some battery powered sawzalls, then we can be able to make a dent into situations where a car is flipped over or something. That's about it, but our trainings went well. And then, we've been trying our best with trainings and stuff and medical calls, they're medical calls. That's about it.
So, Captain Price and I met with the new firefighter today, Joseph White. He's originally from Chalcoot area, was on their volunteer fire department. He took the Quincy Academy a couple of years ago. He's CPR certified and has several other certificates. We had his introduction and got his equipment to him today. He's looking, they purchased a place down the road from Captain Price's house earlier this year, last year possibly. It sounds like he's got a couple of smaller children and quite a few little livestock. And very much likes the area, plans on staying, excited about helping. So I think he'll be a nice addition to our fire department, and will be helpful to both Enosh and Mike. And I know that, I don't know, Harley's been on a few calls and she's our new EMT that's there when she's been available. So just trying to get everybody's schedule worked around and knowing when their availability is. And then we have 2 new firefighter applications that were received in the last, one yesterday and one about a week ago. Neither one of them have any experience, but I'll be reaching out to them to get them drug tested and see when the volunteer fire academy is, because unless they have medical CPR or volunteer fire, they wouldn't be able to go on calls until they have that information or have that background. So we're working on that to try to bring them up to speed. And then a resolution that's in here, from the Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. Our water tender is, I guess, on loan from them, so they want us to do a resolution again that we're keeping the water tender. And then they asked if there was anything else we needed. We've been doing quite a few repairs to the 1000, the old Chiefs truck. So I just put in there that, we would love to have a new to us 1/2-ton truck so that they could use it to go to trainings or medical calls. So I'm asking for this board to approve their resolution 2026-03, the resolution authorizing application for the federal excess personal property program in accordance with the Cooperative Forestry Assistance Act. And this is to keep our current water tender. And I don't know if any of Johnny might remember Eula, but when we got the water tender, well, I guess in 2017, when we combined with West Patton Village, it hadn't been painted, and that was part of the thing with the forestry is once they give you an item like that, you have to change the paint. So it costs the district about $10,000 to repaint the water tender in 2017, 2018. So anyway, it would be nice to keep that. The only licensed operator we have for the water tender currently is Royce and Ken are our water and sewer operators, but our guys have been training and hopefully we will have somebody else that can drive the water tender in the future.
I have a question.
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to compliment Enosh on your letter, and also I'd like to compliment him on him donating the 3 Class B uniforms. Thank you very much. We need that. And the other question I have a question about the extraction. That would be the Jaws of Life, correct?
Yeah, it would be cutters and
Mhm.
also more than just that, because they're very expensive.
Yeah.
But there's also, you get hydraulics to do like that rollovers. I
Mhm.
mean, you get spreaders, but spreaders are great for popping open doors and roofs and stuff. It is a long list of items, and also you can use those items for more than just a car. Let's
Mhm.
say somebody falls on a piece of rebar and is sticking through their leg, and it's like this big.
Mhm.
You can't take that whole thing to hospital, so you cut it up to be smaller because they have to go to the hospital with them.
Mhm.
Or a kid gets their head stuck in between 2 bars and you can't pull them out no matter how much butter you put on it. So you gotta cut it, but you gotta cut it in a way to where it's safe for them. Sawzalls can get the job done,
Mhm.
but Sawzalls, if it's an injury, the downside with it is it can shake that metal real bad and get it real hot, which can hurt the person. But it's better than dying, so a couple of Sawzalls can do make it by for a bit. But, it's one of those, big things for the future that on the wish list of things that we need,
Mhm.
but we'll figure out how to make do with what we got.
Yeah.
And right now, we don't have anything, so we do, we're with CHP doing their job, doing traffic control, and if depot's unavailable, then we gotta call in Doyle or somebody else to, save our butts. So a couple of Sawzalls would help.
So is that what you would look at right now as far as purchasing?
Yes,
The-
currently, because I know with the bigger items, that I don't know if those are in the budget or not, but because I don't see the budget. That would be a bigger purchase of, we talk about in the future, but for
Mhm.
now, a couple of Sawzalls are battery powered. I know Milwaukee is the favorite brand that's used, but if we get something middle of the road, like a DeWalt or something,
Mhm.
we get some of them, and then they make special blades just for firefighters to use for extrication.
Mm.
Get a couple of them, and then we can be able to do a lot of damage and be able to make it by pretty good.
Mhm. So Sandy, can we get prices on those or of what he's talking about?
So when we inherited the fire department, they had
Yeah.
a Jaws of Life that were donated to the district, to West Patton Village. But those Jaws of Life, when Chief White and I went through it, they had not been touched. They were over 25 years old.
Mm.
And they hadn't been properly cared for and maintenance done on them. So when 6 years ago, we donated them to Baja, to the Indian reserves.
Mm.
There was, Chief White didn't think that they were feasible for us. They were awful. They were heavy and like I said, weren't taken care of. Nobody ever did maintenance on them.
Mhm.
Brianna did look at what it would cost for them. They're about $9,600. So it may be something that we put in 2027 budget to get. In the past, it hadn't been a priority, because we don't do Highway 395, but unfortunately, in the last 3 years, we've now had 3 accidents on 25 and County Road 26.
Fine.
Um,
And this is for the saws, correct, that, she's talking.
Yeah, we can, the sawzalls are fairly cheap. I mean, that's something we probably could buy in the tools for this year.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I think we can do the saws, right?
Yeah.
Um, Robin? If, Enoch got with you and you looked up, is there a chance that maybe you could, do some paperwork to ask for something like that?
Well, what, I'm sorry?
Right.
The saw, the,
Oh,
the jaws, right, but I don't know if we could do a paperwork that, and we could put in for something like that, if you'd be willing to do that. Something like that, it'd be very, positive for the fire department.
yeah, certainly.
Enosh, would you work with Robin to see if we can do that? We know that he's capable of getting stuff sometimes, so.
So firehouse subs, their opening just opened this week for their information. Usually it's just PPEs with them, but I can also look and see what, cause I was looking more for wildland PPEs for our group, as we've had fairly recent, like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, you guys authorized $42,000 for structure PPEs for the district. In fact, the one structure PPE that we assigned out today to our new firefighter has never been used. It was one of the, because we had like 7 at the time when you guys authorized to buy new structure gear. And I want to say 3 of the volunteers either left or moved out of our area by the time the structure gear came. So we've had brand new structure gear that nobody's been the correct size or has been available, so. And then the last page is just something that we talked about doing and spotlighting our firefighters so that everybody in our district know who they are. So we started out with our Captain Price, since he's been here the longest, and just trying to get a picture and get people out there so when our volunteers show up, they know who we are. But I would be requesting to approve resolution 2026-03, and we need that.
Yes, I could put into, for 2026 -03 Department of Forestry Water to continue using it. And also for, well, forgot the second part, what was it? Sandy?
Just requesting another
Oh, yeah,
half ton pickup that.
right, see if we could get a half-ton pickup for,
I mean, it'll come in green, we'll have to have it painted, but if we can get it for free, we can hopefully get a paint job for less than what we paid for the water truck. So we've been continuously having problems with that truck. I mean, it's an 06. And we did replace the motor in it a few years ago, but it's had a lot of wear and tear. So.
that's my motion. Have a second.
I'll second that.
Have a second, you want a second? I made the motion, and you, Johnson, second the motion. Is there any more discussion? Ray, you have anything?
No comment.
Tracy,
No.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Roll call.
No
We got a roll call.
So,
Oh, roll call.
yeah, Director Rodriguez? Yes.
Yes.
Director Turret?
Yes.
Aye, yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you all.
Enoch, I want to thank you for your paperwork and stuff for us, helps bring us closer with the fire department. I think it's important.
One question for him. What day of the month is it what day of the month do you all meet so that one of us could attend? Is it on a regular day of the month?
For the monthly meeting, that it depends on everyone's schedule and what Sandy can squeeze into her schedule.
Oh,
She's
okay.
very busy. It's during, you know, midday workday, and with myself, I work full-time now for Pneumacare
Mhm.
over at the church, so
Right.
I'm available after 5, or if I take my lunch break over here, I can do that.
Right,
So we just have to figure out the next date for that.
okay,
I do know on trainings, if we're doing a training here, where we normally try to meet on Tuesdays around 5:30.
okay.
Thank you. Policy 4097, board members. Review, interview and possible action on voting on a new board member.
So in your binder are 2 applications. And I don't know, I haven't received any more tonight, so. But you got 2 so far.
That's your dog?
Yes.
I do have a question, Sir President. On the, one of the applications, I noticed that they marked, not,
It's been corrected.
oh, it is? Oh, okay. Okay,
That was my understanding.
it is.
And the public asked the question,
Sure.
if. If there's going to have to be a public vote on board members, why is a board member being appointed?
So we're just appointing until the end of December.
Okay.
And then anybody that's on the board that wants to run can run. I mean, they need to get their paperwork now
Mhm.
and get it turned back in by August, I think, 7th.
August 7th.
So, we appreciate anybody that wants to run, because then we'll have a regular election then that would start January 1st, but if we don't appoint somebody, then we're short a board member until December.
Okay. Mhm.
You have more questions?
It was my understanding that if someone did their paperwork, that they would be on the November ballot.
Correct. Yes.
So there won't be any voting in January on the person. That
No, no,
person
no.
will be elected in November.
Correct.
Okay.
Then that person will be on the board at the first meeting in January.
So they kick
That's when he gets sworn in.
initiated, sworn in or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
So there's
And even the
Actually-
person that's voted tonight
Mhm.
won't stay on the board in January unless they go through the election process.
Yeah, 'cause right now, there's 4, well, whoever the new person is, 4 people on the board. I was voted in by the left for a year and came back, so I have to rerun,
Mhm.
my time's up. You was 4 years is up, and Teresa's not gonna run, but her position's open. Brianna just got on the board, but to stay on the board and be voted on, it'll be. She has to put in her paperwork also. So technically, all 5 people have to put in, so we need a minimum of 5. But if we only have 5 that put in, and they're all approved by the county, then it won't actually be on the ballot, you'll automatically, but if you have a 6-person, then, or 7 or 8 or 9, whatever, then it will go to a vote and be on the ballot on November 3rd. So if you're interested, put in.
Yeah.
When we need people that care and want to be on the board.
Mr. President,
Yes,
I'd just like to say for a matter of record, the 2 applications. One says, yes, they are registered. That's what's in our packet, and the other says, no, they are not.
He said that's been
I
fixed.
know, but I just want to make it plain and clear, because it didn't sound plain and clear to me that has been corrected. So I'm just trying to say it out loud. It has been corrected that both these applications are registered voters.
Yeah, valid now.
Yeah, okay, I just want to make that a matter of record.
No, it's Brianna had originally put in hers and wasn't, and she registered to vote before you guys did your. And I believe that's what the second person has done here too, she's registered to vote. In the meantime,
Young lady, you want to tell us why you want to be on the board?
My name is Danielle Bowman. I've run for this board twice already. I am an active member with the California School Employee Association. I've been a vice president for that union for the past 7 years. I've been a member of the community for the last 13 years, and I want to be able to give a voice to our people as well as our children that are involved in this community.
Thank you. And the other person's not here?
Not here?
I don't know, she had said yesterday that she would be here.
You guys,
Judah, I'm in a meeting.
you need to put your phones in vibration.
Grandson from Salem. He doesn't realize I'm in a meeting.
Well, my question is because since this other person is not here, what do we do?
Well, but what's simple, I'm recommending Danielle to be on the board.
And she's showing up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and since she's ran before, so yeah,
Yeah,
I would recommend her also, yeah.
any more discussion? You
Nope.
gotta ask your question.
Oh, yeah, there's a standard question. I bet you've heard it 1,000 times. Anyone running for any board position, they have to be able to agree to disagree because the majority rules. Sometimes it can get rather emotional and people can get quite upset if they're voted against. And sometimes be very disruptive, which has happened in the past for our board. So my question is, do you feel like you'd be able to agree to disagree if you were not in favor of what's going on?
Of course, there's no hard feelings.
Good. That's a good one. No disruptions.
All those in favor of Danielle Bowman being on the board?
I.
Mhm.
Okay, there's a chair waiting for you and a book.
The other doggy hair off of it for you.
Yay.
Yeah.
We don't have to violence.
I'm gonna say,
Before you leave that.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to say thank you for your perseverance and 3 times is a
Speaking of
charm.
that,
That's because John would call me and be like, "Hey."
now you just need to go down and fill out your paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. But for a job, she's used to paperwork, so
I
that helps.
really am.
Let me get back to the front here, let's see. Excuse me. Okay, number 10, policy. 1020, conflict of interest, review and possible action to make changes to the policy or appendix A of the conflict of interest code.
So this is something that every election year, the county asks us to really look at our policy 1020 conflict of interest. It really hadn't been looked at very well until Lane and I had reviewed it, in 2020. And looking back through it, staff would recommend one change, and that's on page 1. Originally, because I was the district clerk / office manager back in the day, would be that we changed the district clerk office manager to finance manager because she would be the one, she's over our finances, and that would be our current person. So that would be the one change, looking through our conflict of interest, that I would recommend for the board to vote on to change so that I can submit that to the county.
Yeah, I read that, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
The title should be represent what the person does. And then court could say, it's not, it's the past. You changed that years ago, but the letterhead never changed. If you guys don't know, Sandy started at the bottom, worked to the top. She did every job here, so we appreciate that. She knows what's going on and she did it all and continues to take care of us. So to change this policy, I think is the correct thing to do. A motion, more discussion.
I'll make a motion that that's changed from, what is it? Danny, district, yeah. Well, I do have a question. So what's your title, Barbara?
I'm the district clerk,
Oh, okay,
but they're changing it to a finance manager.
Right.
Brianna.
oh, okay, oh, okay,
So
gotcha.
I will be bringing, before the end of the year, I will be bringing back, the policies of office manager, or of a district clerk and finance manager.
Mhm.
Basically, it's dividing out my old responsibilities into two responsibilities. Those have not been updated since Director Everett and Director Ayers authorized and the board authorized to have a part-time person. And so it's been on my burner for way too long. And I think I'm finally getting through everything that we can get that done, because that needs to be set in stone so that these ladies now and the ladies in the, or people, could be a gentleman, in the future have their job better explained in their policy.
Okay, so I would, definitely move that district clerk / office manager be changed to finance manager.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Policy 4005, district norms, reviewing and possible action for PUD norms. They are right there on the wall in the back. And when you get a chance, Brianna, and to look at them, and stuff will be there in here too. And so you look at them, and every quarter we bring it back up to remind us of what we're supposed to be doing, and it gives us a little help.
Yeah, they're behind Enosh and Rodney, but two. And they're also included in your board packet.
Any questions?
As I say, I think with the big thing, that I always like to think about, 4005.2, mentions always to check your assumptions. And going into 4005.3, which brings up Eula's question to Gabrielle, is that we are a team. Not only my staff, but this board, we're a team together. So, we try to do the best for this district, including our consultants. And, and our membership, so. That's, that kind of highlights it in our norms, but never, we're here to benefit the public.
Tongue in cheek, Barbara's always right.
That's what I've heard.
No home to Carl that's his.
RFPs for plumbing, fencing, and removing or remodeling, review bids that are submitted for all three projects and possible action items to accept and award to the contractors. Excuse me, guys.
So the board asked me to put out for these projects, and because they're over $12,000, they have to be put out on RFP. The fencing The reason we talked about fencing the 640 acre on the plant property is we're getting trash and people that drive through our 640 acres. Besides the plant that this last spring, we had a cattle person who just decided to fence our property the wrong direction through our property and fence our guys out of our own property and going to check our monitoring wells. Our monitoring wells have never been fenced. Our effluent ponds are fenced and the majority of well, not the majority, all of the plant is fenced, but the 640 acres inclusively of not. It's come to our plant operators' attention that we now have a person who's bought property out there that also plans to legal grow. And is informed us of that. We have people that drive to Planet Gov through our property that shouldn't be driving there. And you guys have seen in the past, the pictures of trailers and trash and boats that are left on our property. It's not a small feat. And we do have the 4 bids, so we did receive 4 bids. And they are enclosed for your discretion. It's up to the board's pleasure to all 4 of these contractors are legit and follow the instructions, so all 4 of the bids are good. Saying that, as a public agency, we're always supposed to take the lowest bid. But you, as a board, even though we've gone through this progress, could say that you don't want to do any of these projects because they're more than you want to spend at this time. So when we had looked at fencing the wastewater plant, I think 3 years ago with the Dixie Fire money, we had got a bid at 91,000. So our lowest bid is 127, and he is actually the only person that came out and walked the entire property and really asked questions. I really feel like this gentleman would do a really good job. And it's not much more than we got 3 years ago. I mean, it's $30,000, but
But it's not 236,000.
correct.
One wanted.
So you have a bid for 173,550, a bid for 236,750, a bid for 148,500, and a bid for 127,000. So the staff recommendation, of course, would be take the lower bid of 127, but the board, it's up to the board's pleasure to accept that bid or reject all of it.
Question, if our fire money is totally separate, and this comes out of the water, or does it comes out of the sewer?
It's a wastewater.
It's a sewer, so it's sewer, right? And probably looking it up, we have, we're gonna hurt our budget by doing that.
Well, it's not on the budget this year.
No, I know it's not in the budget, but
We have money in savings. I know we do have several, you guys have already authorized the 75,000 for the motor on oxidation ditch, and next year we're gonna have another 75,000 coming out for it. I did talk to our lobbyist today. Gallagher did get authorized that he can put in for an earmark for us. Mike Lane from Kylie and Associates was hoping to get that letter completed this afternoon and get it submitted to their office. It's a small chance because all the other earmarks have already been out there, but they should give Senator Gallagher a chance to, not Senator. Congressman, thank you. Gallagher a chance to have an earmark, and because of that, we may get lucky and get one because they're obliging him since LaMalfa has passed away and LaMalfa did not get to do any. So. So I put in there for our screw press that we were looking at, cause that blew up out of the water a couple of years ago at $500,000 to 1.2. And that's what they said that we could, that they were looking for something between 500 to 1.5 million. And the screw press would be right in that category, and it's shovel ready to go, because we've done all our due diligence on it. So, you know, the lobbyists have all of our information on the project from our master plan of our wants and needs for the future, but I don't know. Come January, it sure be nice to know that we
He's-
won.
The odds of Gallagher winning in January are pretty slim. Because they did the change of the district is a problem. If the district stayed the same, I don't think he'd had a problem, but
No, but
with
this
the redistricting, I'm gonna vote for him because that's who I want, but the reality is when you mix up way down in the Bay Area for people to vote for somebody, we usually don't get our way for who we want to represent our area, because that redistricting is, they did it to change things, so.
well, and this will be voted on before he's out of office.
Right.
So this will be.
I was trying to say, we need to have it done by December, basically, to have hope for
Or we would probably know in the next 60 to 90 days, and then the money would be in the 2027 budget.
it. That'd be wonderful.
Mr.
Yeah.
President, yeah, I've read the exterior renovations of it and it sounds really good. So, yeah, I definitely would definitely go with them because the cost is a lot less than what the other three want. Yeah, so
Well, and he showed enough interest to basically come out and walk the property.
right.
That, that tells you
That's a big
something.
plus for me, yeah. Mhm.
The other thing that I didn't mention that was in here was, Brianna has looked into, we tried to get a Cal Cycle grant to get this done to start out with. But there's a program that for reimbursement that we could submit, in September to possibly get a portion of that reimbursed, or maybe all of that reimbursed, which that would be awesome to
Yeah,
punish our savings.
yeah. For sure.
We have something on this.
No, like Teresa said, I really enjoyed the fact that he had. The exterior renovations had a low cost, and not only that, took the time to walk the property, so that with those two, I'd like to make a motion that we approve for exterior renovations.
Okay,
And I'll second that motion.
you're so separate. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nobody. Thank you. So then we're gonna move to the. I guess, we have the garage training facility. District received 3 bids from $79,695 and $66,750. All 3 construction companies are reliable. All 3 companies put their bids in a timely. Each bid are required to take the lowest bid unless the company does not qualify. Staff would recommend contracting with Jason Colbert Construction for the $66,750. Jason is a reputable, thank you. Jason is a very reputable contractor. I've known him for years, his work.
And he actually, when we put it out for bid a couple of years ago, and the board had voted it down, we had came out and bidded it for it. So this is the second time he's actually come out to look at it. So this would give us an ADA bathroom
Then we could quit paying for the other one.
and insulate the garage. Let's still leave us one garage, but a 2-car garage, basically. It would be insulated The 5 of the volunteers, then we could have internet in there and also be able to train in there in the winter. And then look into getting a computer out there so that they could do some target solutions or other trainings via the internet. They can also do their ISA. I'm gonna say that wrong today.
Sounds about right.
Huh?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, there's training too on there that you can get on the web, so. And then they could do that at their pleasure. I mean, if they want to do it as a group, they could do it as a group or as. You know, with the different work schedules, they could always go down there. I know Enosh has been working on also a
Computer lab.
computer lab up there, so.
Computer lab.
But it would be nice, I mean, to the point that they, you know, maybe in the future, we could look at, them being able to print out and type out their incident reports and stuff too. But. Yeah, you know, anything, it's just one step further to help the fire department and have them be able, in the winter time right now, they can't. I mean, this is at the office and with different schedules, they would not be able to train in the evenings here, but they could down there.
Because at nighttime this is closed, so they would have their own place to go to. You know, at 7 o'clock at night. Barbara says she's not coming up. Sorry, guys.
Sir President, I'd like to ask a question
Sure.
about Jason Colbert Construction. So it's $66,750. So how soon would this project, if we voted on it tonight, and how soon will they be able to start?
Most of the time it's within a 30-day start date,
Okay,
so hopefully we'd have it finished by the end of the year.
okay,
sooner.
before it gets cold, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
But one they put in here for it.
Yeah.
They were gonna redo my house, but they said they couldn't
Yeah.
get, they wanted the job, but they couldn't come for 6 months to start it,
Mhm.
so.
Mr.
know,
President, I think you have a
good
question
questions.
here.
Yes,
Did I understand that correctly, that you're talking about, of course, winterizing the place, but also putting in a bathroom, or will that include a shower? So when they are on a call, that maybe they get smoke and stuff all over their gear, that they can maybe have a laundry facility there too, to wash their gear. So they don't have to take it home to do it and get that in their home laundry situation.
So I don't know what it all pertains, Sandy, what all they would do as far as shower, bathroom. I thought it was just having a bathroom so that they can use a bathroom. And what does that all entail?
It's just an ADA bathroom dimensions, for the minimum ADA requirements.
Okay.
So it's like a 10 by 10 ADA
Mhm.
bathroom.
if we change what we did, we'd have to put it back out for bid again.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's not something, if the bathroom's large enough and there'll be water there, it's not something that probably couldn't be added at a later date.
Right. Yeah.
That seems like it would be a very important,
We're just so
thing.
tickled to have a chance to have what we're getting.
Right. Yeah, I would just be grateful for the fire department to have even just a restroom that they can use. So when they need it, and like Sir President said, that later on, maybe, we can think about adding more. But right now, I think it would be best to have a restroom where they can use it. And, the shower sounds good and all that, but I think they're all have homes that they could take showers from right now. Yeah.
Well, and what we looked at originally was if we could get a contract with or have the ambulance service that would stay down here.
Mhm.
Then if we had a contract with them, then, the district could add on a shower at that time or expand the bathroom at that time. Because that way we'd have some kind of a lease option with them.
Yeah, if you're in a chemical situation or something, you don't wanna be taking that home to your
Oh,
home.
no, our wastewater plant has a shower and a washer and dryer, and in 20+ years, I think we've used it twice, so.
Well, and like, the president here said that we would have to put in another bid,
Sure.
and that's gonna take a while, so
Good
just,
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
Now, the question's good and what she wants to do is good, but right now, the finances we got to be able to do this.
Yeah.
If we can get this all done, possibly next year, we'll have more budget in the fire department to add maybe a washer dryer, maybe, you know, a shower. But at the moment, originally, Sandy and I did discuss the shower thing about 5 years ago, probably. And it's taken this long to have enough money in the budget to be able to do what we can do now.
Right.
Because we didn't have the money then to do it. It was a pie in the sky, it's a wish list. And that was one of the items that was mentioned, but since, you know, and that was one of the things that Pat was looking at and Sandy and me and, you know, and Felix and the rest that was on the board at the time, Eula and everybody, but sometimes you can't get everything on our wish list, but like I'm saying, if you
God bless you.
get 90% done, maybe we can do the other 10 at a later
Yeah.
date,
Right.
Don't take a fire hose.
because, yeah. Water, well, once you bring the toilet in the sink, you're gonna have water right there.
Right.
You can possibly add a
The
shower.
last two projects, we brought water and
Right.
wastewater line to there that hadn't been possible in the past. And with the 2023 project in West Patton Village, we brought a fire hydrant right in the yard. They didn't, before, if they wanted to fill their truck, they had to fill either outside right on 825 or down over here. And now they can actually use a fire hydrant in their own yard, which makes sense. The fire department should have their own fire
It
hydrant.
should.
So,
Is it-
was really pleased to get that with this last pad done.
That makes it easier for water access, understood.
When Enoch could bring tank over, and he could initiate that fire hydrant.
We do have a fire hydrant right out there by our house.
And Sandy, you say that we do have the budget for the fire department for that, to
Yes,
have that done, okay.
that's what, we were looking at under 70 and that one is actually under 70,
Yeah.
so. I don't know if somebody heard me or what, because all of those are circling that number.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the bid for the fire garage training facility with Jason Colbert.
I would like to make that motion to,
Second.
yeah, to have that, yeah, second,
Any more discussion on the board?
no.
Anybody from anything, Patty?
Well, thank you.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you, everybody. That was great.
The other two are budgeted projects that we had talked about, but unfortunately, both of those budgeted projects, came in higher than we had budgeted in more than $12,000, so we had to go. Well, one will have to go out to bid for, and the other one we did go out to bid for. Like we had talked earlier last fall and this spring, the wastewater plant's sewer system in the plant. You can call that, conflict of interest. Yes. We've been having problems with the toilet flushing in there and, I even offered to put a porta potty out at the plant for the guys. And I guess we cleaned it to the best we could. And They are doing their due diligence and using plastic trash bag for any TP in there, because making sure that we don't get it backed up again, have problems. And we talked this over with the board, and we're gonna bring this back. Guest Plumbing last fall gave us a bid for like $26,000, which we put in this year's budget. And I planned for them to do it. Because it again was over $12,000, and we need to go out for bid, and I told Guest Plumbing that, well, that's probably a really good idea, because we can do the plumbing, but all that flooring is cement. So unfortunately, it's gonna have to jackhammer through the lab into the restroom, so that Guest Plumbing can do their job, and then the construction company will have to repave all of that. So doing that, all the contractors that came out said they were gonna use Guest Plumbing as their sub to do the plumbing. So we ended up with Jason Colbert and Kira. Jason Colbert took exactly what I had given him, which was from Guest Plumbing. The dimensions and everything that had to be redone. So Colbert Construction came in at $48,650. Curec is insisting, I gave them the information, but they're insisting that they think we need to also tear up the laundry room and our locker room. So where the shower and the laundry room, they think we need to replace all of that currently too. Which would take another room, and they'd like to go out to the other drain towards the garage. So basically tearing 2/3 of the floor out of the plant and redoing it. I believe that's why their bid is double. Is that a good idea? Yeah, it probably is a good idea. Is it necessary at this time? Our operators don't think it's necessary at this time, because we really haven't used those other lines, the lines that, where that pipe is, it's, the first 15 years, there was 3 of us out there, 4 of us out there using one bathroom. Now there's 2 to 3 people out there still using the same bathroom, plus the lab work, which, because it is our lab and we do labs on our effluent water, hence the high nitrates too that are being poured down the drain, going out on that same pipe. So I think that's the 2 differences. I don't think even though I gave them the same information that I got from Guest Plumbing and put out the RFP with that information, reading through this, I believe Keurig has taken it upon themselves to give us a bid for the whole thing. Instead of just the portion that we requested. So I think that's the difference in the 2. So I think, long story short, Guest Plumbing's probably still gonna get their 24,000, but the contractor's gonna get the other for doing all the cement work. It's more than I could have ever thought this project was gonna cost. But it's necessary. I can't leave my guys out there without a flushing toilet.
Sagebrushes aren't that tall.
I mean, we could let it go because we did spend money to have it cleaned and backed, and then it will be an emergency situation in the future. We could relook at this in another year. But like I said, I know the guys are doing a due diligence. They probably don't like that this is being recorded, that they are using a plastic bag for all their toilet paper. But they are trying really hard so that they don't have a problem with it, and that they can use the facilities inside.
It needs to be fixed. It's called sanitation. Health issue.
So I have a question, Sir
Sure.
President. So I'm understanding, so Guest Plumbing, their bid is 24,000, correct?
That was what they gave us last year.
Or that's what,
for
or
the
last year.
budget.
Okay,
They
so,
actually did not bid on this,
On
but it
this.
sounds like they will be the subcontractor
oh, okay,
for either one of these.
so it would be Jason Colbert Construction or Cure. Okay,
And then their
Yeah.
subcontractor
yeah,
doing the plumbing would be Guess.
right. Well, there's a big difference between the Colbert Construction as opposed to Currick. I mean,
Well, Kirk wants to tear the whole
Yeah,
thing down and
yeah.
do it.
but if your guys say that right now, that does not need to be torn down and just go with Colbert Construction, which is a 48,650, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, just go with that, and if Royce and Ken, is that, yeah, say that they don't think that it should go further than that and break up everything, then I'd have to go with what they say since they're there all the time. Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is if you reject all the bids
Mhm.
and we wait.
Yeah, but you don't wanna wait though, like you said, yeah, no, we don't wanna wait.
If that's what you
No, you don't wanna wait, I
I would
mean,
say, then, I mean, right now, it's working. We've done
Right.
some repairs to it to make it work to this point.
Yeah.
But
but we'd have the money to do that 48,000, correct? We have that, yeah,
we do.
and it's not gonna put us in the hole or anything
It's
like
not gonna
that?
put us in the hole.
Okay.
It's next year when we start looking at, well, we are already authorized.
Yeah.
For that second motor and having
Right.
that done, we're gonna really have to look at the budget and see where that's gonna put us, because we're gonna be. Well, we have, anything, well, I
Well, that's
shouldn't say that.
75,000.
They have
Yeah.
about 700,000 in savings, so
Mhm.
we would, we're talking 150 for the oxidation ditch next year. And we're talking about spending
50.
150 this year plus the 75, so that's 2.25.
Mhm.
So we're gonna be going through about half of that savings,
Right.
on these couple of repairs.
Yeah. So in reality, Jason Covert Construction will be doing two separate items for us, correct? The water,
Correct.
yeah, that, and then also the,
Fire
right, the fire barn, yeah,
If that's what the word would.
yeah. I, as one board member, says, yeah, let's go for it.
Brianna, you have something to say?
I think the lower bid would be more reasonable at this time versus the Keurig construction bid. Cause it's just not necessary, so. But we do need some upgrades for sure. So I think the lower bid is the best bet to go with.
Yeah, I know you haven't had a chance for you to look at it, but you have questions.
I don't so much as have questions. I do agree with Brianna and with Sandy, because right now it just seems like you're putting a Band-Aid over a wound and expecting it to hold. So I think going with Jason Colbert would be the best option.
You, see, you should, yeah.
Saving my voice.
Um,
And can I say something too?
Yeah, yes, Pat.
I had gone to that Keurig construction to see about some work around my house. And he told me that he would have to charge me double of what the job was probably worth because of coming out here.
Yeah,
So that's what he
Yeah,
said. And
yeah.
so he didn't want to come out for what I wanted him to do and whatever. So
I
I said,
remember you telling
after I heard that, I said, oh, I'll just go to Reno and try to
Yeah.
get somebody.
yeah, I
Mike,
remember you
Mike-
telling me.
More than double, he said he would have to
Yeah.
charge me.
Yeah.
By the time he came out, he's, look at all the equipment that I have out here and all the men that I have, that I'm responsible for.
Mhm.
So,
How long ago was that, Patty?
year and a half
A year and
ago,
a half ago.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me
Yeah.
that, yeah. Mhm.
he never gave me a price because I didn't go that far when he said
Yeah, I
that.
think they're a
I
little
said,
high
okay,
priced.
well, thank you for your time.
Bye-bye.
He tends to peek
That
off
was
a little
his
bit.
right-hand man that told you that.
What?
That was his right-hand man that told you that.
Well, I think it was Kirak guy or whatever, cause I,
Well,
The
yeah,
owner.
it's the guy that does the bidding and stuff, like he came to the house and did that.
I remember all this is being
Yeah.
recorded.
Yeah, but
they're-
it came to
they're
the house,
both
but
Contractors,
yeah, they're both reputable.
so.
They're good.
So need a
But
motion.
it's a time frame is a big issue for what we need done.
Yes.
Whoever could do it to soonest would be good if they were the same price.
Teresa, was that a motion?
Yes, yes, I motioned that.
I second that.
All those in favor say aye,
Uh,
opposed, say no. Carried.
So the last one is our crack and seal for the office and the booster pump station, which I've been trying to get bids, for this for like 3 years. And I figured it was gonna cost us like $2,000 to crack and seal this office and the booster pump station. And Hammond had, when we do out there, I talked to his person, he never came and did it on it last year. When they redid Tom's, the marts. I finally got Kirac out because of all these other bids, so they bidded on this at the same time. And unfortunately, because the cost for, both of them together is $28,499, we're gonna have to go out for bid to get the chip and seal. Because it's more than the 12,000. I really thought that, we could hire somebody local to get it done. Unfortunately, it is not, so it will need to go out for bid. I guess my suggestion for right now is maybe we'll try to find some names that we can put out. And then maybe look at it next year. So we're already getting towards the end of the year, and now we've got other projects going on too. Unless the board would like me to speed that up. It does, I mean, you can see the cracks. I'm trying to save our driveways. This building, I didn't realize, gosh, it came up, I thought I just sent it to you ladies. It's been 9 years.
I think so.
I was thinking this building was only 7 years old. Time flies, so that pavement has been there for 9 years, so it's definitely time to do some rehab on it and the booster pump station. There's cracks in the booster pump station too, but I don't think it needs to be paved for sure, but we do need to have some chip and seal done on it. So, and unfortunately, I think Keurig does immaculate work on what they do, but they are one of the higher priced contractors in town. So they took over for, actually Brianna's ex-in-laws, Kirkpatrick's, so they have all of Kirkpatrick's equipment. But I was told that possibly, Cat Creek might have one now, which they didn't have in the past. And, maybe looking out into even Reno to see if somebody could come out and do it.
Kirkpatrick, who did where my barber shop was in town, and Jackson's across the street. They did a great job. They're in and out, done, clean, neat. They did it, I've seen it, they did it a couple times while I had the shop in town, so.
But unfortunately, they've retired and moved on. So,
Well,
it sounded like that, Mr. Hammond got a really good deal on his. If we could find somebody like that, or if I could get something done under the, within my allowed price range. Then, I would look forward to doing it, this fall, but otherwise, I think it might be something that we look at as a proposal for more bids next spring.
I think you could go forward and look into it.
And this is just for the chip and seal? Is that your-
For this parking lot and the booster pump station
Okay.
where our elevated tank and our ground tank is. That tank 2013, that pavement, no, in 2015, so it's been in there for 11 years, this has been here for 9, so it's definitely time to do maintenance on it. Like I said, I hope that we could, kind of had it in the budget for 2 years, and we never spent the money, but, there's other projects that are coming up that are needing our funds, because the booster pump station would be just water fund money, and we've got money in there, but out here we take from all free funds, so.
So basically, you're saying you want to kind of wait on this then?
I would like to, because I have to wait anyways, because I just asked them, I'd asked them to give me a bid for
Right.
2 years, and they finally gave me a bid, so I have to go out to bid now because it's more than $12,000.
Yeah.
So it would be nice maybe to wait or check in to see if we have other people that would be interested and try to get some bids lined up, or
Yeah.
do an RFP in the spring to, 4 or 5 companies to see if they would come out,
I think that's a good idea.
try to save some
Yeah.
money. I know it's maintenance that needs to be done, but
And that way you can just check and see if there's something out there that may be more comparable for us.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Anyone else?
Brady, you have something on that?
So we're just gonna leave it up in the air until we find some better bidders.
Just
I
one.
think we just need to look at having Sandy set it up for the spring or something to see if we can get bids for it.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. Dana, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea to table it for right now. At least until there's something that we can compare and contrast to.
Yes.
That's in competition.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Number 13, update the Greenway Committee and Community Health. Made a couple people in charge of discussing that, and it was myself and Bree, and we did have a meeting and discussed, there's some ideas for it. And I think the first thing that Bree and I thought, if you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure, but I think the first thing that we looked at was how many sprinkler heads we have, and do they all work? And can they be fixed?
We do have sprinkler heads, the drip system needs to be repaired. But that was my question, what are we gonna do if we, I can have the guys put drips in there, or, around, we have got pictures of it, how it was laid out originally. I don't know if there's 12 or 15 that are out there. I got a picture of it, Bree, in I can give it to you before we leave, or make a copy of it for you. But unfortunately, before we got the fence up, we had a couple of semis that turned around in there, and a couple of people that got stuck in the winters. So things have been broken. But until, my staff has said, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna go ahead and go back? Do you want me just to replace what we got? If we're gonna do grass, which would be the mow,
Well, we
would do a different sprinkler head, but if we're doing drip system, that would take, we'd still have to repair it, but it would take it, it would look like out here that we have around the office, which we've got several pans of water trying to keep our bunnies and squirrels from chewing into our lines. But they still like to chew into our lines. That's why that's why the little coffee cups that are around, and then the dog water in the back, because we've got our own little herd of bunnies that visits us every morning. It makes our finance manager very happy when she gets to see those bunnies every morning. But unfortunately, they've also chewed on those exact same lines that we have the water out for.
We had a flock of mountain bench the other day using her water bowl as a bed, a bird bath.
Yeah. So, I've always joked that that office, I would love to add a slider door and have a little fenced area with a little table so everybody could have that as a break area and how nice that would be, but you know. When you hear, it's 3 years like that, you know, I get creative, but that's not gonna happen. So,
Yeah.
I did put a picnic bench out at the wastewater plant, but nobody seems to want to use it at the wastewater plant.
Wonder why?
There's that. Anyway, I stay on the subject here.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out from you guys what you want to do
Well,
before you
we
guys spend time.
Get some other ideas also. You wanna brush something now, Bree?
As an avid gardener, it's important, I know there was maybe a suggestion of having various gardens throughout, but it would be best to conglomerate whatever greenery we are gonna put down for the sake of humidity. And the wind will just rip through it and kill it, so, maybe not a drip system because of the rodent situation. So we're suggesting maybe some grass and maybe put in that frisbee golf course that some people might have liked. Maybe make a picnic area for people to enjoy a meal or something. Playground.
We talked about doing even a playground up here,
Mhm.
because this is our property too. I mean, there's no water over here, but that was, and we inherited a basketball court, and we do have somebody in Circo that have young families. They've replaced the loop on that basketball court, and I have seen them out there practicing, so. We do have people that use the basketball court over here, but
We have another thing, we have 2,800 feet. Isn't that correct? The length of that greenway was, I thought was somewhere around that, an amount.
I am not positive.
It's quite a ways anyway. I should have thought that possibly, I know how beautiful it was when it was all green and we had the double rows of trees and stuff. I'm thinking because of water, that if it's 2,800 square, 28 feet, if we had 40 by 40 pieces of grass with the trees and the brush, you know, what I mean, the bushes around it or whatever, rose bush, whatever you want to put in, whatever, you know, wildflowers that grow, you know, randomly with water, if you know, throw it out. We'd have 10 sections, that would be 400 feet of grass. If you had 40 by 40 in 10 spaces, be separated out. And if the group of family came down from Alaska and stuff, and they wanted to go out there in the nice little grass and the trees and stuff, they could have their own space, okay? Or if, you know, my family got together and we wanted to go and do something out there, you'd have a space out there. And like I've been bringing up for 8 to 10 years with Tom and on it, and put in a tree. We buy trees, you know, from a family, you know, like a plot, like the Everett put it in, and put a little plaque on there, donated by the Raffleses, donated by whoever, okay, the church, whatever, all the way down. And I think if the families here that have enough community pride and stuff would help look out after the trees that they planted in their space. If we had like 10 places, add trees to it, maybe we'd have 10 families that did something like that, possibly more. But if I were to buy a couple $100 tree, that saves the district from doing it. That was another thing I brought up with Bree last night, and I keep putting Robin on the spot, but I think with his knowledge that you could go out and pay, maybe get park money or something for parks. And, you know, for trees or whatever, for habitat type things. And if we could,
work with Robin and put something together. He has a background for this type of stuff. And he's been successful with the church, which is nice. He's got a lot out, but has been successful. And they got 2 beautiful refrigerators, a nice freezer recently, so, for the community. So if we do this in the community in the park thing, it's very possible we could look up, because we keep hearing from different entities that there is park money out there, but we just don't know how to go do it.
Well, both the things that were done, I mean, when we put the sprinkler system in there was, park money was a grant that we got, I think it was through the county, the CDGB grant monies. And then the monies that's left in that park fund is what's left from grant money. So.
The other thing is, I'm thinking, I don't know if anybody will agree with me, but I'm thinking that that would water this stuff, that I think that HBUD sewer companies should be able to finance that water for the community as a token of giving back to our community, which is our support here. It's not just the prison only, but we have, these other houses in Patton Village and stuff. And that's why I would love to see the whole thing green, okay, like the grass and stuff. Another thing, like I brought up for maybe possibly getting a grant for a lawnmower to mow that with, okay? There's a lot to be put into it to make something like that happen. But if we can get grants to help buy something like that, and I'd like to see that. I think it's 2,800 feet, that's just what I say, but if we could do 10 40 by 40s, now you're talking only 400 foot of grass, but the way that every blooming thing set that up, it's like a space here and a space here and a space there. It wasn't like solid, so once, probably most people on the board's seen it. Well, not the last 2, but we've seen that drawing. It's been around for years, but I forget how many is it, 7 spot, I forget what it was. But I was thinking maybe 10 and then add grass to it. And then with that sprinkler system, we could have it watered and make coming in here, wonderful again. And with the new park bench that we got, I thought we got 2, but I only see 1, right?
And just one.
We just have one new one, we have 2 old ones.
Right. And they need refurbished, the 2 old ones.
And that's a nice park bench.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's very nice with the nameplates on there. Yeah. I do remember, as I know Miss Johnson remembers and Miss Krupa, how nice that greenway used to be. Years ago, of course, that's when the military,
When the devil
in-
paid the
the-
water
the-
bill and
Yeah.
loaded it.
but it was beautiful, and they even had the fountain going, because I remember during my summers out of high school, walking through there and, on that dirt path, which is, we've got a lot of nicer path now with the,
Asphalt.
the way it is, yeah, so. Yeah, I don't know, I think that we need to simplify it, the trees sound really good, because there was trees there at one time. There was a lot of trees. And I don't, yeah,
Few rows.
and I don't think the trees would take that much water.
Well, I
Yeah.
think if we put, if you're gonna put grass in there, you can do those other sprinkler heads. There's such a variety of sprinklers. I can ask Royce for sure to make sure I'm not speaking out of turn, but. Most sprinklers that I've looked at for my own personal place, you can do a half round or, a 360, and you might be surprised, Johnny, you might not need different sections. The sprinkler might reach it all. And like she was saying, wildflowers, you could put wildflowers, actually between the grass and maybe the fence area or something. I don't know, but maybe that water would hit and maybe also would water those trees. Depending on how close we made them to the grass.
Well, you'd have to have at least two halves, because if your bushes are in the middle, it's not gonna go over the top of them.
Well, you were talking about grass.
Right, yeah, but the grass, you're gonna have. But my idea was you had the grass, you're gonna
Oh.
have a tree and the bushes or whatever there.
Oh.
And so if that's in sort of a center and the grass is around it where you can go and enjoy it. Another thing we brought up was, the frisbee thing, what was that called?
Frisbee golf course,
Yeah,
some people in the community were asking for something like that, so that would be a nice conglomeration.
you know,
On the greenway
yeah, it's not a.
or,
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
No, wait.
Yeah.
We had a board member that, well, they're just frisbee, it's
Uh-huh.
not so bad.
Okay,
It's not like a golf ball, it's like a
Right,
brick
right.
window, it could distract you driving.
right, yeah, that's what I'm
It's
thinking.
plastic.
just make sure you hit the colonel's car, it's okay.
But they, you know, I know once about a time that even asked about having, workout stations.
Hmm,
Down the greenway, but liability wise, that's, we're thinking we'd be better off, like you said, with frisbee golf. It's fairly, if you're doing it between the fenced area and the other fenced area.
Yeah, that's what we're
You're not
talking
gonna
about.
be,
Yeah, that's what we're talking
you're not
about.
gonna be that.
We'll be out in the street.
so,
What I've seen with frisbee, you better be able to climb those fences, cause
Yeah.
it's gonna end up,
mm,
you know, on the other side of the, where the barbed wire fence is. and-
yeah,
Well, that is what we're talking about, is a piece of metal thing, it has a chains.
Yeah, it has
And you-
chains in it, and you
and
aim
you just-
towards it,
You
right?
just throw it from me to Barbara or something, you're not like throwing it, you know,
We'll have it short,
like
yeah.
you're throwing it out the outfield or something.
Maybe more like a kid's course or something easy.
mhm,
There's just some ideas that we had, you asked us to do it, we come up with some ideas and, I think we need to see how many main sprinkler heads there are and how we could feed off of them to water something like that.
so I have a question, Brianna, so what kind of trees would be good to put there that does not need a lot of water?
Mm,
Do you have any ideas?
You know,
No, there's elm trees, but they're, ugh,
No,
I can't
no,
stand,
no,
yeah.
no.
it really does be drought resistant, yeah, but that would be my next approach.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I would like to know what trees would be good to put out there where it doesn't need a lot of water. They don't-
Yeah, something drought resistant,
Yeah.
something that grows fast, so you can
Lilacs.
get some shade there.
lilacs grow
Yeah, lilacs
fairly
are
fast
nice.
and they're drought resistant.
They are, we could put those on the fence.
They're
All
out.
right, I see, Enoch, okay.
With my, limited, irrigation experience when I was an irrigation technician. A lot of local areas in here that grow trees to have a nice like wall of trees for shade. You get those cotton trees and they go straight up. Downfall is that they do shed cotton, but they grow straight up and they do provide a lot of shade. I know Long Valley. Yeah, the cottonwood trees, Long Valley has them going around their property and they've been there forever.
Yeah,
And it provides a massive amount of shade, especially for the kids running a mile around there. And I know that them things don't have any sprinklers on them, they just get whatever they're lucky to get from the grass, and it's not much at all.
Right.
So I know that those would be good for that. They do shed cotton, which is the downside of it, but they do grow for the most part straight up. They don't go nuts all over the place, and they do make a nice wall shade.
yes. Miss
The other
B,
thing would be to consider is there, like the elm trees, there are a lot of trees that when their root system starts growing, it will start interfering with water lines,
Yep,
sewer
that's
lines,
true.
and you wanna make sure that whatever trees you've got
Mm,
didn't do that.
No,
yeah.
No problems.
Miss Brianna will be.
yeah, we don't need elm tree, I have one and I get about 500 starts every year.
They're everywhere.
They don't pay for somebody a little separate.
Yeah.
We can bring back next month, what we have on the water, and we can look at different trees and bring that, so we can have another, this was a very good and
Yeah.
discussion, I appreciate it. Kind of gives me a better idea what the community and directors are thinking, and which way we should look at different items that will work for you.
So we'll table this for the next time, or?
I think this is a continuous.
Oh, boy.
It's a discussion item.
We get this
Yeah.
completed, Teresa.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Needs
Thank you,
to be done
everybody.
before I retire.
Yeah,
Been a long time.
yeah.
We have a,
Don't tell me you're gonna wait long. I see that look at your
I'm
face.
just pulling my shirt down, it's just the chilly. Yes.
GM report, district business and staff reports.
So again, the election for fall, like we were talking again, anybody that wants to run, please get your information or get your papers, get them filled out, get them back to
Yeah.
the county by August 7th.
I'll do it.
Um,
It's not
so,
me.
and unfortunately, HPEG will have 5 seats on the ballot this year, so please pull your paperwork in July and get signatures and turn your paperwork back in no later than August 7th. The SRF audit, as I alluded to last month, as I was putting my thing together, they actually sent me, I'm like, no, I haven't got any information from them, and that afternoon at 4 o'clock, I got the results from the audit, so that's in your packet. I think showing our due diligence would be to pay, back the $3,600 of the double invoice,
38, isn't it?
36.
Is it 6? Oh.
Yeah, which is very minute out of, we said $14 million project, and we came out to a $12 million project, but, we can do that. I've been working on the wildlife park with Chief Roca. We're trying to get a resolution to the board of supervisors to get, that okayed, so it gives them a step further on the lap code. And again, he's talking grant monies and trying to help the community. If we can get stuff in there, so that'll be a good deal. Want to lift up my long prosperous head operator, which we've been lifting up for the last couple of months because we need head operator of the year. I know he's been with us for 9 years.
Yay.
So very pleased to announce that Race has been with us for 9 years, and he's a committed employee. He always, Race doesn't sleep. He makes sure that the residents have water and you can flush your toilets. And he's very much a joy to work with, and I appreciate him tremendously. I've said to him and to this board too, I couldn't do this job without guys, so. We work together well. So, SCRMA workers' comp acknowledgement, we got recognized, again this year for not having any claims in the last cycle year. This acknowledgement reduces our EMOD, which is the cost, and gives the district credits back on the current year bill. And then AB 1383, employees retirement, there's a letter in there. CSDA, California Special Districts, oppose this bill, and it's a huge increase in cost to special districts. I sent a letter on behalf of the district opposing AB 383-2, because this would cost our district, or all districts upward to 31% more than they're already paying to CalPERS. And when we started this district in 2008, we voted not to pay into Social Security because they would be paying, 8.5% into CalPERS plus another 8% into Social Security. And it wasn't feasible for the district then, and I don't think it's feasible to let this AB 1383 go through and pretty much double payroll expenses. This bill could cost the district in retirement funding, both Social Security and CalPERS retirement. So anyway. Doing something a little different this year for reviews. We're doing 360 reviews. Staff is really liking, some staff's liking it, some staff says it takes time. But it is a good experience for everybody, whether they're a management position or not. So, I've gone through and everybody's giving 360 reviews for their departments. Some are giving 360 reviews for one or two people in the office, and they're all giving a review on me. So you will all see those reviews probably next month in a closed session, because it's my annual review period. So, you know, in the past, in the last 6 years, this board pretty much has had me do my own reviews, which is always kind of tough. And it's the same thing I've told my staff, you know, when you're reviewing yourself, you know, brag yourself up, you know your down points. So
She's told me this 3 times now.
you know your down points, but you can admit to that and say that you're working on it. You know, it's no different than I put in my reviews in the last 6 years that, hey, you know, I wanted to accomplish this, but unfortunately this didn't happen because of X, Y, Z. And we're pushing towards that in this next calendar year, or I've taken another class so I can better do it. And that's what I'm asking my employees to do the same thing. If you know, don't be crucial on I've got great employees, so they all want to be crucial on themselves. And I said, no, break yourself up. You know your downfalls, write down your downfalls and what you're doing to improve those downfalls. You know, if somebody has a myth or doesn't like our downfalls, I'm sure it'll come across on somebody else's review. But so that's it. I don't know. It's kind of fun. So I have a box in my office that it's all, nobody can see. So we're asking everybody to put the reviews in the box, and then I'll compile them all and then do individual reviews with their outcomes. But everybody's had a chance to do that.
I have to say, she's got on there that we can't discuss it with anybody who we're gonna review or anyone else. And it's kind of an underlying joke in the office. How do we do ourselves? And Royce said, well, you in particular need to make sure that you say all kinds of good things about yourself, because the rest of us are gonna put all kinds of negative. Gotta love them.
So after I had the conversation last month with the fire department and thinking of what I do with SDRMA, too, staff reports are really crucial to my 700 and 800 page board packets that I get from SDRMA. It's really nice to see a staff report. So included in here, besides the audit in the AB 383, is district clerks, what our daily activities and achievements are. Kind of giving you folks all a better idea of what staff does on a daily basis or a monthly basis. The finance manager's information that she put together that happened in this current month. And then my wastewater and water team put together what they've been doing this month. You know, you guys usually only see what I brag on or what needs to be fixed. So, by doing this, I hope that you all have a better understanding of what staff does. And then if you've got questions on what they've accomplished or what they're working on, you know, please let us know or we can discuss it. To kind of have a better feel of what happens on a day-to-day basis. So should have it all just been in my head. I'm sharing it. So I hope that if this is something that you guys like, we can do this on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis. Staff would probably appreciate a quarterly basis other than a monthly basis, but I already told them that they should do, you know, we would discuss it at the board meeting, how many times, or if this is good, to do once a year. But It just kind of lets you know, and that way, if you're asked out in the community what's going on with the district, you know, just hear, oh, well, you know, the fire department needs this, or, you know, we've got this problem and we're fixing this, or we want repairs. You can say, hey, you know, I know the district clerk, you know, sent out checks to PSN payments and, you know, answers all the calls, and she, you know, on a daily basis, we have quite a few people that pay through PSN on our website. So it's a matter of us downloading, it downloads by itself, but then we have to upload back to PSN so that it updates everybody that also pays in-house. So it's just a lot of little crucial things that we never talk about that happens on a daily basis or a weekly basis.
And I have to say, when this was kind of fun, because it's like I said, and it happened to the guys with Brian here at the same time. And I said to Brian, I said, I have no idea what I put down on there. So they started giving me information on things that I do automatically and don't think about it. And then the water and wastewater plant was very interesting because Brianna and Ken had a major discussion about looking through and how to put it. How to word it correctly.
Yeah, I mean, we nominated Ken to do a summarize for Royce and Owen and him, so. It's a summarization of all three of their efforts for the month. You know, the ballards that we've been painting, of course, is our young man's Owen's deal. But you can tell, you know, on operators and the amount of sludge, you know, and you put in here, you press 45 yards of sludge this month. Just knowing that we've pressed 45 yards and then all of our shit went to Lockwood, so 45 yards of poop is gone out of this community. Anyway, just, you know, kind of trying to see everything on paper.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I like that. Yeah,
Thank you.
but I would say probably quarterly. Well, maybe yearly, because the years are going by really quick. So,
I think in a year we might forget a few things.
yeah, so quarterly would be good.
Maybe the highlight.
Yeah. No, that's good. Thank you. That's really good.
Any other questions or comments?
Mm-mm.
I always just tell people, oh, talk to Sandy.
Well, now you actually have paper.
That's right.
That you can say, hey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Brianna, we didn't let you too.
Oh, it's just nice to see kind of like a job description of
Yeah.
all the people who are helping put the water board together. I do appreciate the time
Yeah.
that you put into that. That's nice.
No, the staff is, you know, they're, like I said, we have fantastic staff, so.
Mhm.
I haven't always got to say that, so I'm very happy. They make me want to stay because they're so good.
At least for 2 more years.
And then 5 more.
Well, there's always that 90-day out.
Yeah.
Oh, alrighty, up to you guys. Back to you, sir.
Director's update. Brianna, you have something to? On the update?
This time,
Okay. Mr.
No, I went to Doyle Days on Saturday. It was fairly nice. Doesn't seem like there were a lot of people there like there normally is, and I don't know if it's because of the changing it. Yeah, yeah, but that's all I have to say.
Yes.
Nothing from me this time.
Me either. For a change.
I did go to Doyle Days also. We participated in the parade. And we're in the Herlong Fire Department, just in the parade with our veterans, which was nice. It was,
Did you notice how clean our truck was?
I know, I was asked if I could had a buffer to buff it, and I couldn't find it, so, yeah, I was well aware of it, they were working on it. It came out real nice. And actually, it's the shiniest one there, if you wanna know the truth. Um.
Look nice.
They did a good job. So, but the one thing that, over there, even like last year, it was a change of people running it. And there was like probably, I don't know, at least 8 times as many vendors last year than there was this year. There was
Yeah.
hardly any vendors
Yeah.
and selling stuff. Even the senior building, which usually has 8 or 10,
Mhm.
you know, people in there selling their wares. This time there was 2.
Mhm.
And the lady outside doing her jams and stuff. That was it.
Yeah.
And normally, but the meals went over real well with the seniors. It was real popular with the beef and making 3 different types of sandwiches, stuff in it. And shout out to Maggie Bay. Her coleslaw was outstanding, especially if you like the Kentucky Fried Chicken type. Fat coleslaw. I mean, it made me think of that immediately. It was extremely good. Paula did an outstanding job with the meat. They all did a good job. The they had unquote raffles, a lot of them. And they had a beautiful picnic table or for out there that was donated by the people that build the log houses.
Who's doing the washer and dryer, John?
I don't know who donated it, but
Yeah.
the gal that comes to our food bank, she
Oh.
won it, and she's got kids, and so that was worked out real nice.
Nice.
And the hard drinker that I am, I won 4 bar stools, but and for $5, I thought it was a good investment.
Yeah.
All brand new in the box, except for when they brought out the show, so now I gotta put them together, but whatever. No, it was one of the main people there, he asked me over and over what I thought he could improve, and I said, well, because he wanted to know if it's as good as it was in the old days. I said, no, not by a long shot. I said, we actually had a carnival here one time. We had rodeo, Is that we had vendors from one end of town to the other end of town.
Yeah.
And, when you got 6 vendors versus, having about 80 of them in the heyday.
Mhm.
And I said, when Gary Berry, my brother-in-law, and Winsey and one other guy got together, it was Gary Berry's idea to start the Doyle Days. And he got the other 2 people had business in town, they went together and they formed it. And it used to be really a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
The second year they had it's when they incorporated the Wizards, in case people didn't know, and that was 1980. And it's had its ups and downs through the years, but fortunately it's still going, and I'm hoping that they're gonna have more. It was a setup for the kids originally, the young people. Yeah, you had the dance, okay, but 90% of it was for the youth. And now it's not just for the youth anymore. It's changing. And I just like I want to see it, do well, because it is thing. But when you change it from an offsite on the payday for the depot, and you had the fair just a week before, and everybody spending their money at the fair, they don't have money next week for Doyle Days.
Yeah, I was told that by several people that's, and some of the employees from Dollar General, they were not happy about it being changed to when it was, because a lot of them didn't have the money, because like what you just said, a lot of them went to the fair the following week, and then they had Doyle Days and they didn't have the money. So, yeah. So, and was it mainly changed because of the Hot August nights?
Yeah, because some of the people that are from Oakland, I understand, they also are involved in the Hot August nights.
Oh,
That's what I've heard.
oh,
And so I guess being in two places at one time, so
oh,
they gotta shuffle. I don't know what they'll do for next year.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a reorganization meeting shortly, so,
yeah,
but I don't know. We'll see.
you know.
Yes,
Also, another downfall is with the Doe Days being scheduled when it was scheduled on Food Pantry Day. And we run the
Oh.
biggest food pantry in the county right now, so a lot of people that would have been at Doe Days were getting food, cause they need food. So they had to pick, cause they have a limit of gas money, where am I gonna go? Am I gonna take my kids to the fun event, or am I gonna go get food? So.
That's a good point.
When I bugged the Doe Days people in the board and said, hey, why did you set it up on Food Pantry Day right at the beginning when they first set up the date? Maybe we could adjust this and work together on this. They responded by sending me a vendor application and 2 flyers saying, have your pantry at Doe Days. And I said, I can't move 1,000 pounds of food and six freezers to Doyle. And all the people who don't have phones and stuff, how in the world am I gonna tell them that?
Right. Yeah.
There, so that was the response I got.
yeah, but can you do your magic show,
They asked me the day before, hey, we don't have enough vendors or acts or anything happening. Could you do a magic show for us? You know, there's this, I'm sorry, you asked me to do it the day before. No. I gotta run a pantry.
Well, and it used to be on the weekend. It was not like a Friday, Saturday. It was a Saturday, Sunday thing. And it seemed to me, you made the comment about the guys that are doing it now, how they're involved with Hot August nights. When my kids were young, in a couple years, Lena Cannon, Karen, this went blank, Karen's last name.
Higgins?
Go ahead, Higgins. We put on the horse, or well, it was a play day, horse play day for the kids and adults. I still have a picture of Carl in the goat. We had to take the ribbon off the tail of the goat. I still have that and he hates it. But it was more community. It was more of a community project than people who have come in and are new to the community and they're not small community people.
Mhm.
When you come from a small community, I think you look at it differently than when you come from a city coming into a small community.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I remember one year, they even had people coming up from Oregon that were selling their food.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
It
a
was
lot of
big.
fun,
It
but
was a
so
lot of
much
fun.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, there were,
Always.
but I think when you haven't been in the community for years, it makes a difference.
Yeah. Well, we've been going to Doyle Days for so long that I've chosen to support Doyle Days as opposed to support Reno for Hot August nights.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great.
They also moved it away from being a thing for the kids, like last
Yeah.
year, running the food pantry at the other building. We would end at the end of food pantry, all of a sudden I had flyers for drunk lizards on.
Yeah.
Advertising for drunk rowdy people. I had to
No,
toss, they
no,
never had to
yeah.
put. When you take the only kid-friendly event in our
Mhm.
entire area and make it not that, the people that go to this, the families, they ain't gonna show up.
No.
They don't want their kids in an environment with a bunch of rowdy drinkers that are gonna be causing trouble.
Yeah.
Well, our parade this year, because I'm always in the front of the parade being a veteran. But like last year when we come around, there was still by the community building going forward. That's how big the parade was. I'd already was done to come around. This year, same position, same place, in the same Jeep, driving the same distance around. And I looked down the street and where's the parade? It was in front of the Buck Inn. I mean, normally, you know, so you had, probably, a couple thousand feet of parade people that weren't even there. And the other thing is I bought $60 of candy to throw out to the kids. And then they go, well, it's illegal to throw candy out to the kids because they're gonna get ran over. Well, didn't I threw it out anyway, but.
That's our Johnny.
Yeah.
That's why I say it
But-
might be good.
But the thing is that there was hardly any kids. I only threw out
Yeah,
about half
that's
of it.
sad.
The people that come and watch the parade was not, I don't even know if it was a quarter of what we had last year.
That's
Because-
too bad.
Because they changed it. Enosh knows, he was up there last year, this year.
Mhm.
It was just so much smaller
Oh, yeah.
in
very-
every respect.
Mhm.
And they did have a kid band that came and played music and they were good. But why do you put them at 6 o'clock at night? And you have this other band that played all day long with the dog head on,
Oh, gosh.
and then.
We're still on Zoom.
Yeah, but that was crazy, and it was, but if you had a kid band, play it when the
Yeah.
kids are there from 2 to 4 or 3 to 4 or whatever, if it's
Mhm.
only an hour, cause they come out all the way from Reno to do it, and they did a good job. But it was late, I mean, they were done at 7. And most of the kids were so tired by then, they weren't enjoying it, there was a few standing around, but we only had a few to start with, to be honest, but there was only probably a third left by the time the kid band came.
Yeah,
It was sad,
it was.
because, so the timing wasn't there, when you're thinking about children, you need to have this whole kid band there right after the lizard races or something, while you got all the kids there. So it's a thought process that, it's learning. Everybody, when they come in, you got all these bright ideas and then you gotta learn about it. So anyway,
We want to
that's all I got. There was a lot, I know. Okay, meeting's over 7:29.
I guess.